back to EndZone. We've got a great show lined up. We've got highlights from that game, Choctaw County and Noxubee County, as they in that state championship rematch there in 3A. Then we'll next head to a 7A matchup between Starkville. They're hosting Clinton tonight from the south. And finally, we'll end with some Thursday night action between New Hope and Columbus, the Battle of Columbus. Plenty more of those highlights coming up on EndZone.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show with Carlo Barone and Avery Cameron is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota, Fastnet, powered by Ford County, and Clark Beverage Group.
No Avery Cameron tonight, but we've got Marcus Hunter in the house again. Love doing EndZone with my main man right here. Marcus, great to be back and great to see you again.
Hey, great to be back. And, I always enjoy some good high school football. It takes me back to my roots of playing and also calling high school football games. So, it's what I love.
Yeah, he's back at the desk doing exactly what he loves here. And we are back doing what we love and giving you guys all the highlights and scores from around the Golden Triangle. And there have been plenty of good games tonight. Yes. Plenty of highlights and plenty of good scores. Teams improving, people like myself getting scores wrong at the 10. But nonetheless, we've got a great show lined up for you. And we will start with a great game of the week in a state championship rematch. Like I said, in the 10, no Caleb Cunningham for the Chargers, no Kamario Taylor for the Tigers. Both these teams winning pretty well so far in the season, but now they're clashing again for the first time since that state championship just 10 months ago. Let's see how our game of the week played out there at Choctaw County High School.
The WCBI EndZone Game of the Week, presented by Carl Hogan Toyota.
Look at this 2025 Toyota RAV4. Let me tell you guys, this was a really comfortable, smooth ride. It got me to the game of the week in style, and those speakers were bumping. And this high school football field was bumping as they're hosting Noxubee County 3A state championship rematch, trying to prove that game wasn't a fluke. But on the first drive here, KJ Cork on fourth down off the fingertips of Ashton Lilly. They're going to turn it over on downs. Plenty of packed house in this one, though. Noxubee's turn now. Jakeem Goodwin going to call his own number on the quarterback keeper. He's going to keep the chains moving inside to the 25, and there's a first down for them. They would miss a field goal a few plays later, though. Head coach Teddy Young not too happy about that. Another fourth down play here. Jaden Taylor, direct snap and directly into the backfield, hit by a wave of Chargers. So they're moving it back to Choctaw County, the home team. Head scratching so far, but not done yet. Chargers trying to break the ice here. Third and long. KJ Cork drops back, looking deep. The only thing he's going to find is Ethan Clay's arms as he's sacked in the backfield. Another stop for that Noxubee defense, and the Chargers will punt it away once again. Teddy Young's offense trying to get something going here before half. And right before the halftime buzzer, Noxubee County's kick is wide right. This one would be 0-0, 2 donuts at the halftime. And then we would have, I guess, a little bit more fireworks in the second half as Noxubee County gets the huge road victory and avenges their state championship from last season. They win this one 8-7.
All right, so heading over to Starkville. Starkville hosting Clinton. The Arrows, and early on for Clinton, no score. Jaden Jones is going to find Dason Scott for a nice catch and a first down after he gets slammed down to the ground. Later on, fourth down Arrows. Braylon Span attempting a 44-yard field goal. It is blocked by Jakeelan Taylor for Starkville. They're excited. They take over Starkville now on offense. Kingston Johnson finds a Braylon Jenkins in the corner on the corner route, and he breaks a tackle, and he's coming right into your living room, folks, right up the middle, and he's going to go all the way 58 yards after breaking some tackles to get into the end zone. PAT good. Starkville goes up 7-0, and they would win this football game by the final score of 28-7.
Checking in some 7A action. My goodness, look at this score here. Oxford and Germantown going at it. Oxford, the number 2 team in the entire state right now, and they're going to keep that ranking 4 now as they get their 6th victory of the season, and they win this one by a point, 43-42 over Germantown. Germantown now drops to 4-3 after this loss to Oxford. And looking at another highly ranked team in the state in this high-level matchup between Tupelo and Hernando, a big one in determining who will get home field in 7A. And it looks like right now the Golden Wave are in the driver's seat. as they win this one 35-17 over Hernando, getting the road victory. What a job by Ty Harden and his group. Moving to New Hope Columbus, the battle of the two Columbus schools is going to get started by Jacob Jefferson. Is going to get hit hard, but not hard enough to keep him out of the end zone, as he's going to score and get on the board for New Hope, pumping up the hometown crowd. The lights are going. His coach happy with that start. They lead it 7-0. Falcons on their drive now to Karen Henderson, throws over the middle. Micah Brewer is going to make that leaping catch, and Brewer is going to break a few tackles. Will anybody catch him now? Yes, he will be down inside, deep into Trojan territory. But that's another first down for Columbus. Coach Barron Simpson trying to will his group to victory here. And the second will go Jeremiah Hawkins. He's going to get into the end zone for the second time on the evening, pumping up that crowd again. There's a wild crowd there. They lead at 14-0, but not before Columbus strikes back again. Henderson finds Cameron Mitchell on the screen, and Mitchell's going to turn on the burners. Beat everybody to the end zone. Nobody's going to catch him now, and he's going to walk and prance after for the touchdown. But the Trojans would win the battle of the friendly city, and they improved to 5-2. The final, New Hope 42, Columbus 13. And looking at some more coming at you scores here. South Panola and Saltillo, some 6A action. Not going to go in the favor of Saltillo tonight. South Panola getting the road victory. They win this one 52-26 over Saltillo.
All right, up the road, Caledonia hosting Pontotoc, picking things up early in the second half. Caledonia taking over offense after a long string of flags. They finally get it going. Cohen Clark calls his own number, drives into the end zone for the touchdown, and this was a well-earned drive. Coach Dampier not happy with a series of flags, though. For a minute there, he was fired up, using a little bit of motivation for his team, and that motivation paid off in the third quarter as it was coming to an end. As you see right here, a huge stop on third down for Caledonia to keep the drive alive. As the momentum changes, fourth quarter Warriors put it to use. They get another touchdown. Austin Bean with the touchdown pass. 6 points right there to Cressman. They've got 3 guys on him, and he still found a way to make that catch, and Pontotoc goes up 16-6, and they would hold on to win this game by the final score of 26-13.
And when we come back, we've got highlights from Itawamba. They're hosting Houston tonight, some 4A action there. Then we'll head up to Moorville. They're hosting Alcorn Central. And finally, endings with some Thursday night lights. We've got Hamilton hosting Walnut. Plenty of high-scoring games. That one, stick around, we've got more. Welcome back to EndZone. We'll head out to Itawamba as they're hosting Houston. In this game, Indians' first series, Xavier Waters goes outside, can't find much running room. He's thrown out of bounds. 3rd and 10, the snap's just not what you want there. He's going to have to dive on it for possession. Indians are going to have to punt. Hilltoppers QB Braylon Rogers is going to take the snap and roll out to the left on 3rd and a mile, and he's going to get it for a nice gain. Then he's going to roll out again using his legs and now his arm. He's going to find his receiver, Ty Townsend. He's forced out of bounds, but he's going to make the catch. Rogers again, going to call his own number, move off to the left side. A penalty is thrown, but it doesn't matter because he stopped and he coughs up the football. Indians take over, and Itawamba is going to take over this game as they win this one big. 35-14, the final. And looking at some more scores here in 6A, Grenada getting the best of Olive Branch. They move to 6-1 on the season with a 48-6 victory, 42-point margin. As they move to, like I said, 6-1 on the season, Olive Branch drops to 1-6. West Point, the team 25 minutes down the road from us, the number 1 team in the entire state right now, and rightfully so. I mean, they did handle their business against Lafayette. They win this one 41-6 and move to 7-0 on the season. Lafayette drops to 4-4. Shannon, they're off to a great start to this season, and it's for reasons like this, handling your business when a team comes into your home field. And that's exactly what Ken Tobbs' group did as they win this one 44-7. Shannon moves to 6-2 in the season. Amory back down to 500, or Amory drops to 3-5. And what good teams do is exactly what we had in the last one and exactly what you see on your screen right now. Tyron Shorter and his Louisville group is going to get a huge victory at Gentry. And rightfully so. This was a game they probably should have won. And exactly in a game like this, Louisville improves to 6-2 and Gentry drops to 0-7. And Boonville and Manatee, they clearly just don't like kickers in this game. I do like kickers. I know I said last week that I don't. I actually do like kickers. They definitely do matter, but I guess maybe I was not in this game. I wasn't playing in this game. Maybe they don't like him in this one because it's only touchdowns. Boonville gets the victory by 7, 35-28 over Manatee.
Speaking of only touchdowns, check out the Moorville fans hanging out and watching their team take a 21-0 lead against Alcorn Central. Late in the first quarter, visitors deep in Trooper territory, 4th and 5, and they are stopped. Early second quarter, Kason Mathis calls his own number, and he goes in for the easy touchdown. Troopers were up 28-0 at that point. No kicks, except for extra points. After getting the ball back this time, Tatum Blankenship, he rambles in for an easy touchdown, 35-0 after that. Then in the waning moments of the first half, Levi Gary, another touchdown. As you see right here, he's going to just take the handoff and goes right up the middle. Nobody touches him. 42-0 at halftime. Total domination by the home team. Moorville goes on to win 48-0.
Blocking on that last touchdown was just exactly what a coach would want.
Yes.
And another thing, exactly what a coaches want is what you see on your screen right here, at least for one of the two schools in this picture. But North Pontotoc is going to get the victory and improve to 6-1 in the season with a 43-0 victory over West Boulevard, a night that they would go into their trap and take over their trap. And looking at another score here, a very similar one, but the home team would be the one that would be victorious. New Albany, the girls just won their first state championship on Thursday, and the boys football team is going to win big against Pontotoc. What a weekend for New Albany Bulldog fans. They win this one 42-0 over South Pontotoc. New Albany goes to 6-2 on the season. Then we'll move to Nettleton hosting Aberdeen, and Aberdeen is going to get a big, and I mean big, victory over Nettleton. Aberdeen improves to 4-4 in the season, and Nettleton drops to 0-7 when Aberdeen beats them 58-12. Heading out to Hamilton for some Thursday night action. Hamilton hosting Walnut. Starting off not even 20 seconds into the game, Justin Werner to Tez Danner, and you see the rest here. Green grass in front of him. He's going to walk in the end zone, 7-0. Home team to start this one, but check out the celebration. I made a joke about it during recess. Not sure if they have recess, but plenty of time to practice those celebrations when you're scoring that many points that Hamilton does. But we'll be back on offense here in a few seconds as Werner again is going to tee up the deep ball. He's going to find Ian Massey. Wide open touchdown. He did a front flip a few weeks ago. Not going to do it again because he got a 15-yard flag, but the celebration's still good, and they're up 14-0. Feeling good so far. A few plays later, Walnut on offense, but not for long. Hamilton's going to recover the fumble and give it right back to the boys in blue who just scored, and they're going to try to score here again. And Walnut is actually going to score here with 9 minutes left in the first half, but Hamilton's going to get the last laugh as they win this one 49-22.
Hey, guess what? Hamilton has a good kicker.
They do have a good kicker. You're absolutely right. And another game that was good is Ethel, as they played on the road at Knox Pater played on the road at Ethel. Starkville Academy hosting Lamar School, and Tuscaloosa Academy hosting Sullivan. We've got more when we come back.
All right, so the Ethel Tigers hosting Knox Pater in a district matchup early on in this one for Knox Pater. First play from scrimmage, Jacavius Riddle. Well, he gets the toss pitch to the right side, and he breaks a couple of tackles, and he's like, first play? Yeah, this is what I do on the first play. Touchdown, 2-point conversion, good. Tigers up 8-0. Ethel's turn now, third down. Jake Newman finds Matthew Arnold on an in-route pass and a catch, and he makes a man miss, and he's got a nice run down the sidelines for a 40-yard gain and a first down. Later, Jaden Ferguson gets the ball on the sweep, and he is stuffed in the backfield by Ezekiel Triplet for the loss. Knox Pater would lead 8-0 after the first quarter, but they would lose this one in a nail-biter. Ethel with the win, 30-26.
And looking at some scores from around the region, Belmont getting the loss to Kossuth there. The road team not able to get it done. Kossuth moves to 5-2. Belmont drops to 5-3. And look at this one, folks. Myrtle and Water Valley, only 3 losses going into this game combined with both teams. And Water Valley would get the narrow victory over Myrtle. Myrtle was the only 1-loss team, and now they have 2 as they lose to the hands of Water Valley by 1 point. Water Valley gets the victory 21-20. And Pure Academy, that school in Tennessee, just coming over the border because they want to play our Mississippi teams. And I don't blame you when you look at these scores and how these teams are playing, who they've got in these teams. I don't blame you. Winona is not going to blame me either, as the Winona gets the victory 14-7 over Pure Academy.
All right, next game action for you, Holly Springs and East Webster. East Webster all over Holly Springs in this one with the big victory, 48-0, improving East Webster's record to 7-1. Holly Springs falls to 0-8.
And I have to say something after the 10 p.m. on this game. I was informed this is an accurate and correct score, so my apologies to all you folks from Kemper County. I don't know if you're even in the viewing area, but my apologies to everybody because I doubted your team and I was wrong. Eupora taking the L in this game. They're only their second one of the season. Kemper County getting the massive victory. Wow, 70 burger on Eupora, who's a very good team, as Eupora loses 70-44. And my sincere apologies to the entire town of Kemper County.
All right, a basketball score right there. Moving on, Baldwin taking on Hatley, and another high-scoring affair right here for the winning team. Baldwin winning 53-18. Baldwin improving to 7-1. Hatley falling to 5-2.
1A champs are still rolling on, and they're rolling this season. Another team that has been hot as of late, and that is Nanawoya. Beating their rival last week, getting the trophy back to Cross Creek rivalry, and they're going to keep that momentum going with a victory against Sebastopol. They're going to put up 7 touchdowns and win this one 49-14.
All right, to Okolona and Calhoun City. Calhoun City winning big in this one, 46-7. Calhoun City improving to 6-1. Okolona falling to 3-5.
What a job that NB Jennings has done with his group. Their defense has been great this season. It was last year as well. And another score here, TCPS losing to Biggersville. Not the way you want to play at home with a donut there, but Trent Hammond and his team will rebound. They lose this one to Biggersville, though, 38-0. TCPS now drops to 4-4 in the season. Biggersville improves to 7-1. And heading out to Starkville Academy as they're hosting Lamar School. Second quarter now, no score. Lamar QB Sullivan Reed with the option keeper, and he's going to have the option to score or to not, but I don't know why you wouldn't choose that, as this option goes into the end zone, and the only option for them is to put 7 points on the board. Excuse me, they would actually go 6-0 on the board because they missed the PAT. I got a little too carried away there. But Starkville Academy trying to answer here. Third down, play action. Jack Northcutt throws up the fade, and it is caught inside the 5-yard line. Volunteers in business. That student section is rocking. Just a few plays later, Northcutt is going to do it in the air and now on the ground. He gets the 8-yard score. PAT would be good. They would take a 7-6 lead early in this one, and they would hold on to win 28-20 over Lamar School. What a good group of games we've had so far there, Marcus. And looking at, I just want to say, Eupora losing in that game. I was dead wrong earlier, but that was a real score and that was a real victory. But I want to talk about kind of with Hamilton. They really have been playing well this season on offense. Yeah, they have been playing well this season, and like you said, a new head coach as well. And so when you get a new head coach into a team and that head coach can get them going the way that Hamilton has been going, well, that means you may have your guy. Hopefully you can keep him around for a long time. And we will keep more highlights and keep you guys around as we'll be right back after the break with more highlights and scores. Welcome back to EndZone. Hartfield Academy heading up north again. Second week in a row to Heritage Academy. Heritage Academy going to fall to Hartfield Academy. Hartfield Academy 49, Heritage Academy 21. They lost to Tupelo last week. Hartfield did, but they're going to get the rebound and head to the victory in Heritage Academy as they win that one big. All right, Winston Academy getting a big victory over Carroll Academy in this one. 40-13 is your score with Winston Academy getting the win. Only their second win of the year. Carroll Academy falls to 4-5. And Columbus Christian ends the season undefeated in the regular season. They win this one big over Hebron Christian, 68-22. Shout out Marcus Davidson and his group. They've done a great job in that 8-man football league they got going over there right down the road, and they improve to 8-0 on the regular season. Next stop, the playoffs.
All right, Russell Christian Academy Warriors welcoming in Victory Christian in this one, and Russell Christian up 8-0. Quarterback Bo Morphus in the pocket before his pass is completed to Miles Coleman. He is brought down. Morphus then again handing the ball off to Frapp, who then passes it to Simmons, but it falls incomplete. You know, okay, that was a little trick play. Didn't work, but hey, it looked pretty nice. Warriors will try again, and this time Morphus will walk into the end zone. The extra point would be good, putting them up 15-0 with a big lead, and then Victory Christian now with the ball, but it's fumbled, and it's going to be recovered by Brody Jacobs. Here is the carry, here is the fumble, and here is the recovery. That thing just popped up in the sky. Yeah. All right, so they would end up getting nothing on this drive and would be a forced turnover on downs, but RCA would score again, and the kick would be good, and they go on to win this one big over Victory Christian 53-14.
And heading out to Tuscaloosa Academy, they're hosting Sologit tonight. Tuscaloosa Academy's senior night as well. Knight's first possession. Mark Norris going to keep himself, break a few tackles, and he's going to break a lot of tackles and break into the end zone. What a run. That 20-yard rushing touchdown coming from yours truly. They jump out to a 7-0 lead. Later in the first, Sologit ball now. Quarterback John Will Spreel holds onto it, and he's going to get into the end zone, a 7-yard rushing touchdown. Both quarterbacks doing it on the ground there. Later in the first, after a kick return to the 3-yard line, they just simply finish out the drive, and they extend the lead as Norris finds Grant Sims, and they are up 14-6 now. And then finally, in the second quarter, Norris again through the air is going to find Mason Corder in the end zone for another Tuscaloosa Academy touchdown. They win the region, or they clinch the region with the victory. The final, Tuscaloosa Academy 48, Sologit 26.
All right, get you to some more scores. Lamar County getting the win over Aliceville, 15-8 in this one. And again, big win for Lamar County, big 7-point victory.
And Gordo is going to get the road victory at Phil Campbell tonight. Chris Chambliss did it in Mississippi. Now he's doing it in Alabama. And they go to 7-1 on the season.
And sticking in Alabama, Berry with the win over Pickens County, 30-8 in this game, with Berry getting the victory.
And we want to look at our Fastnet speed play of the night. This one goes to Hamilton, and it goes to Justin Werner, and they're really fast start, and their fast start is our Fastnet speed play of the night. Let's check it out. And yeah, as you can see there, the really long throw from Werner to Tez Johnson, Tez Danner, excuse me. Tez Johnson's playing on Sundays, but maybe this guy will be too. Look, the play was great, but the celebration was even better. What a job that Hamilton's offense has done to start this season.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show with Carlo Barone and Avery Cameron is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota. Fastnet, powered by Ford County. And Clark Beverage Group.